Um, I think one thing that I would say is like, don't consider the present to be the final version of life. So,
Mm.
you know, I feel like that I was very like pessimistic and conclusive about, you know, how I saw my own life. I was very, you know, I guess just I'm the one that gets bullied. I'm just that guy. I'm just, you know, that's my role to be the bullied guy or
Mm.
whatever. So I think, yeah, never ever like put yourself in a box definitively that you don't want to be in. You might have to be in that box for a while. That's fine. I would say it's like don't allow yourself to stay in that box if you don't really want to be there. Like if you're saying something to yourself like, you know, I'll always be on the outside looking in. You know, some people feel like that, like
Mm.
it's social outcast. I think I think if you hold on to that perspective and you believe that is like who you are, it'll just follow you. It'll just follow you wherever you go. You know, changes, big changes start off with small changes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't make the big changes. I can't change society as a whole. I can only change the circle I'm in. And obviously that does include the people that follow me. The main impact I'll have in my life
Yeah.
is on the people within my circle. So family, friends, etc. So I like to focus on that because I feel like there are easier differences there and easier to see the result of those differences than trying to fix society as a whole. If I had to choose between having a good home and a bad society, or a good society and a bad home, I would choose a good home and a bad society.
I guess.
Because the stuff that happens to you at home stays with people for a very long time, you know? Your parents really shape you. And I think a lot of people, when it comes to their, you know, it's no fault of their own. A lot of people suffer in their childhood and carry that into their adulthood because they realize they had imperfect parents and they had an imperfect environment. But once you become a parent, you realize you're the imperfect one and you're providing an imperfect environment in which you can't provide an all-encompassing perfect environment and perfect person to your child. You'll realize that extremely quickly. And then you have a newfound appreciation or a newfound disdain towards your parents as well. You know, a lot of people, you know, they don't do that. They don't become the best parents and the best people and stuff. And then that causes a lot of damage and a lot of hurt and a lot of harm. How has being a father changed your perspective on life? It changed a lot. I wasted a lot of time before becoming a dad, just sleeping in. I used to think, yeah, this is lovely, I get to sleep in. I have a lot more value for time. My relationship with God increased a lot because I had this little person and a family, and I want all of us to be happy forever because there was moments where, you know, I'm with them and I'm like, you know what? If this was my life for the rest of my life, it'd be great. I would like it to last longer than that. For me, I've wasted enough time already. I hate wasting time. I've wasted enough time already. And I try to see the time that I spend alone for like reflection or just to sleep in. I see that as relaxing and I see that as a purpose. To try and find everything try and find purpose in everything. Instead of trying to find the purpose of everything, just try and find purpose in everything. You know, you mentioned, I've been depressed for like X amount of years, right?
Yes.
Now, if you wanted to counteract your depression and you wanted to get to the root cause of it, it's very much how people work is that humans are, or you know, we're made up of lots of cells, organisms, etc., and it's a mixed bag of stuff, right?
Yeah.
This is included in your body, mind, etc., soul, spirit, whatever you believe. It's in your body and mind for sure. It doesn't matter if you're atheist or not. And the way I see my mind is, I see my mind, my memories, everything stored up as a giant filing cabinet. And each file has a date, and each date has a moment, and each moment has a feeling and a thought attached to it. And what I've learned is that if you have certain amount of emotional trauma or experiences that hurt you or damaged you, or, you know, everybody's had their first moment of depression. And if you can pinpoint that moment, break it down, understand it, accept it, and fill it with a perspective of love rather than a perspective of self-pity, you're actually you're actually able to create the mechanism that you require in the present to deal with that same form of depression. And so a lot of people, that's why you see a lot of young people very angry with the world, angry at their parents and stuff like that, because you got a lot of people in their young 20s coming in. There is always an awakening period in people's lives. And you go through, like, similar to YouTube, it can be to your benefit or your detriment in terms of the success that comes to you. So in a way, if someone has an awakening period of their life, and awakening, how I see it, is it's a revelation of truth. So if you were to sit down at night and you were to think about, okay, I did say that to him today. What made me say that year?
Mm-hmm.
Can I think about that? Can I talk to my family members about that? Can I explore that and see why was it? Why was that so profound that it's still with me today?
There's going to be moments that you feel like you hit a wall, out of stress or out of worry or whatever it may be. Push through, man. That's the only, and you just have to break past your limits. You'll reach your limit and you have to break past it. And the only way you do that is with love. And if you're driven by fear, it won't go well. If you're driven by love, you'll be very successful. And really work on yourself and see that you're the person that needs to improve, and not focus on how other people need to improve. Do that with love and you'll be amazing, and you'll do great, and you'll appreciate it, and you'll have some lovely moments that you'll be forever grateful for and wish they'd never end, and you'll definitely be very, very, very thankful to God. I'm speaking for myself, and I hope you can say the same thing one day.